Before we commence with our prayers for today, let's all join together as we sing this very beautiful bhajan, as we prepare our minds, our souls, and our bodies for our satsang for today. स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुनहर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुनहर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। ईश सगुण निरंगुण विनाशी, मात पिता रुयार। ईश सगुण निरंगुण विनाशी, मात पिता रुयार। तोर माई हम वास्तस नाही, तोर भाई हम वास्तस नाही, तार हमें संसार। स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। तीर्थ माया मोदल गावे, पुण्य परसार। तीर्थ माया मोदल गावे, पुण्य परसार। संगति संतन नीम चलाए, संगति संतन नीम चलाए, शोभा सब व्यवहार। स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। रंजन सब नर नार, रंजन सब नर नार। Alright, Ashwarya, I'm gonna go ahead and have you take a flower and stand up for me. Any color, yeah, you choose. That's a good choice. And as we prepare for our service, devotees, I ask that we join together as we all go ahead and clasp our hands and close our eyes. With your eyes closed, I want you to remove anything that's causing you pain, anything that's causing you distress from your life at this moment. Avoid any sorts of negative emotions from your mind, from your heart, and from your soul. As you're pushing those negative emotions away, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, continue to relax. Relax your spine, drop your shoulders, relax your neck, unscrunch your forehead. Keep your body as relaxed and as calm as possible. With your mind clear of all negative thoughts, take some time now to focus on a form of Bhagwan that's most pleasing to you, one that'll help you concentrate. And join together with me as we chant our opening prayers. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Purnamana Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Ishasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat, tena tyaktina bhunjetha ma krudha khasya swadhanam. Om sahana vavatu sahana bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahe, tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. We offer prayers to Prithvi Mata as we bless and sanctify the seat onto which we sit. Om Samudravasane Devi Parvatastane Mandite Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparasham Kshamaswame Om Prithvi Tvaya Drata Loka Devi Tvam Vishnuna Drata Tvam Chadharyamam Devi Pavitram Kuruchasanam Om Shri Prithvi Devaya Namaham. Go ahead and take your seat. Place your flower down on the altar. You good? Tejas, could you hand your sister some paper towels? And the Shwar, you're going to take some water into your right hand, and you're just going to wash your hands. Reach a little closer to me, please. Thank you. Hasta prakshalanam samarpayami govindaya namaham. You got to remember, I'm old now. I'm over 30. You got to help me out. Take some water. So you're going to take your pointer finger and your thumb on your right hand, though. Right hand. Put it together, yeah, and then you're going to take it and put it on top of your left, just like that. So when you drink water, you're going to do it just like that. And you'll drink when I say swaha. Om amrito pastaranamasi swaha. Yeah, do it 2 more times. Om amrita pidhanamasi swaha. Om satyam yashah shrimai shri shrayatam swaha. Wash your hands again. Om apavitra pavitrava sarvashtam gato piva yasmarita punari kaksham sabhaya byamtara shuchi. Om chandanasya mahatpunyam pavitram papanashanam aparam harate nityam lakshmistishtate saravadam. Alright, you're going to take water into your left hand now and just hold it flat. Yeah. And you're going to follow along with me as we commence with Ang Sparish as we bless the various parts of our body. Om Wang Meyasyas we say, O Lord, by thy grace may my tongue be ever blessed with the power of speech. Om Nasor me Pranorastu, we ask, O Lord, may my nostrils be blessed with healthy vital air. Touch your eyes. Om Akshora me Chakshurastu, we say, O Lord, may my eyes be blessed with the perfect power of vision. Ears. Om Kanyora me Shrotamastu, we say, O Lord, may my ears be blessed with the power of hearing. Your arms. Om Bahorame Balamastu, we ask, O Lord, may my arms be blessed with strength. Your legs next. Om Urhorame Ojoastu, we ask, O Lord, may my legs be blessed with vitality. And then you rub your hands together and go over your entire body. Om Manishtani Miangani Tanustanawami Saha Santu, we say, O Lord, may all the other parts of my body be safe from harm, rendering them healthy and sound for life's daily work. Go ahead and take another flower, any color. And devotees, I ask that we all join together now as we commence in chanting the most powerful Gayatri Mantra. Om Nagakshe Varade Devi Akshare Brahmavadini Gayatri Jagat Madhara Vishwayoni Namostute. Om Bhore Bhuvaswaha Tatsavitura Bharenyam Bharabone Vasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayata. Om Bhore Bhuvaswaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bharabone Vasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayata. Om Bhore Bhuvaswaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bharabone Vasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayata. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Prem se Bolo Gayatri Mata ki Jai. Go ahead and take your flower, place it down on the same area on the baby. And you're going to take a red flower in your hand next. And devotees, I ask that we join together now as we commence in offering obediences and prayers to that remover and that destroyer, but also that creator of obstacles in our life. We join together as we offer prayers to Lord Ganesh. Om Shri Gargarapataye Namaham. Om Gajananam Bhuta Ghanadhi Sevitam Kapita Jambu Palachara Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarikam Namami Viganishwara Pada Pankajam Namami Viganishwara Pada Pankajam. Om Shri Ganganapataye Namah. At this time, I'll ask the members of the Kirtan group to offer one bhajan dedicated to Lord Ganesh as we commence with our puja up front.
रचिला रुचि मुनि जाचा रुचा अनंत लंका विनायकारे जर तो तुझा दिगंता रचिला रुचि मुनि रचिला रुचि मुनि जाचा रुचा अनंता लंका विनायकारे चर तो तुझा दिगंता वरदायका गणेशा महदाशया सुरेशा वरदायका गणेशा महदाशया सुरेशा कावे धराविसे तू हेरंब एकदंता रचिला रुचि मुनि जाचा रुचा अनंता लंका विनायकारे चर तो तुझा दिगंता सी जला तूने तू को ना करे नहे तू ये सी जला तूने तू को ना करे नहे तू अजुनी भरमात सारे योगी मुनि नहंता रचिला रुचि मुनि चाचा रुचा अनंता लंका विनायकारे जर तो तुझा दिगंता मन मंदिरात येती जे जे अनन्य भक्तो मद मंदिरात येती जे जे अनन्य भक्तो ते सर्व भाग्यवंतो ओतात पुण्यवंतो रचिला रुचि मुनि जाचा रुचा अनंता लंका विनायकारे जर तो तुझा दिगंता रचिला रुचि मुनि जाचा रुचा अनंता लंका विनायकारे जर तो तुझा दिगंता जर तो तुझा दिगंता जर तो तुझा दिगंता
At this time, devotee says, you join together with me as we offer our final pratana, our final praise to Lord Ganesh. Om Vakrutunna Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirviganam Gurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Om Raksha Raksha Gana Raksha Rakshantre Lokya Rakshakar Bhaktanam Bhayam Karatha Tratam Bhava Bhavaranavar Om Shriman Mahaganadipataye Namah Prem se Bolo Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. Take your flower, place it down right here in front of Lord Ganesh. You're going to take a white flower in your hand next. Have you guys taken your end of the course test already? Wait, what? What about you? Okay, so you haven't taken them yet. Okay. So as we prepare for our final test, our final exams, or anything else major we have coming up, I know for me at work, we have competency tests coming up, and my certification for my project management degree is coming up. So as we prepare for these ventures in our lives that deal with education, knowledge, and learning, we offer prayers to Mother Saraswati. Mother Saraswati is known as the mother of knowledge, learning. She's the mother of wisdom. So as we pray to her, we don't ask for this, but we hope that she grants it to us, that clarity of mind, that ability to turn knowledge into wisdom, and that ability for our brain to function so we can be successful at any educational endeavor that we undertake as we join together in prayer. Om Saraswati Mahabhage Vidye Kamala Luchine Vidyarupe Vishalakshi Vidyam Nehi Namostute Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhiram Bhavatu Me Sada Siddhiram Bhavatu Me Sada Om Maha Saraswati Namaham. You're going to take your flower, place it right here in front of Mother Saraswati. We offer prayers next to that mother of light in this universe, that mother of prosperity, mother of wealth, spiritual and physical. We offer prayers to Mother Lakshmi. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the lighter ash. You're going to light this diya. Once you finish lighting the diya, give that back to Tejas. You're going to take a pink flower and hold on to it. Did you get all that? That wasn't too much, right? All right. Go ahead and light the diya as we offer our prayers. Om. Push. Yeah. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam. Arogyam Dana Sampada Mama Shatru Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute Om Namaste Astu Mahamai Shri Pite Sarapujite Shanka Chakrangara Haste Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Namaste Garura Rune Kolasura Bhayankari Sarva Papa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Sarvagye Sarvavarade Sarvadushta Bhayankari Sarvadhuka Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Adyantarihati Devi Adi Shakti Maheshwari Yogham Jayogha Sambhote Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Stula Sukshma Maharodre Mahashakti Mahodare Mahapapa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Padmasana Sthiti Devi Parabrahma Swarupini Paramishi Jagan Mathar Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Shwetambaradhari Devi Nana Lankhari Bhushate Jagatastate Jagan Mathar Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Mahalakshmi Namaham. Take your flower, place it down right here in front of the diya. Good. And then go ahead and take a red flower in your hand next. And we now offer prayers to that universal mother and that destroyer of all evils in our life. We take some time to offer prayers to Adi Shakti Durga Mata. Om Mahadurgaya Namah. Kala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durgakshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute Jaitam Devi Chamunde Jai Putharadini Haradini Jai Sarvagati Devi Pariratri Namostute Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Maiti Shavnitha Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvamudhishu Buddhi Rupena Sanstitha Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvamudhishu Lakshmi Rupena Sanstitha Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvamudhishu Shakti Rupena Samsita Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvamudhishu Shraddha Rupena Samsita Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvamudhishu Shanti Rupena Samstitha Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Tushti Rupena Samstitha Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Daya Rupena Samstitha Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matri Rupena Samstitha Namastasi 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 Namo Namaya. As we pray to Mother Durga, we say, O Durga Mata, Thou art the Universal Mother, and we, your children, worship you in our many forms. O Ma, we see was Buddhi, wisdom, Lakshmi, prosperity, Shakti, energy, Shraddha, faith, Shanti, peace, Tushti, contentment, and Daya, compassion. And as we pray to you, Ma, Namastase, 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 Namo Namaha. As we pray to you, Ma, we bow to thee again and again. Devotees, we offer prayers, or we continue to offer our prayers to Mother Durga. Dehi Samhagyam Arogyam Dehi Me Paramam Sukham Rupam Nehi Jayam Nehi Yesho Dehi Dvesho Jahi. At this time, I'll ask for the Kirtan group to offer about 2 bhajans dedicated to the mothers as we commence with our puja up front.
जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी सवैनी परमासन माता वीणा पुष्क जायनी शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी. तू ही काली तू ही माता पार्वती तू ही दुर्गा तू ही काली सकल जगत के पालन करनी, सकल जगत के पालन करनी, विद्या बुद्धि दायनी, जय शुभदायनी वरदायनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती, जय शुभदायनी वरदायनी। ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश शेष सब, ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश शेष सब, तेरी ही गुणगान करे। हम सबका कल्याण करो माँ, हम सबका कल्याण करो माँ, विद्या बुद्धि दायनी, शुभदायनी वरदायनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती, जय शुभदायनी वरदायनी। जय 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 माता सरस्वती, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायनी। जय शुभदायिनी वरदायनी, जय शुभदायिनी वरदायनी।
You get your flower? Om Prem Sabro Saraswati Mata ki Jai, Prem Sabro Lakshmi Mata ki Jai, Prem Sabro Adi Shakti Durga Mata ki Jai. Place your flower down here in front of Mother Durga. And then take a white flower, a red flower, and a purple flower. Huh? Yeah. At this time, devotees, we offer prayers and obediences to the most influential beings in our life, those beings that dictate the temperament that we live by, the time in which we can perform certain activities, and even the temperament and the name that we are given today. We offer prayers to the Navgraha Devata, or as we refer to them in English, the 9 planets. Om Navgraha Devataya Namaham. Brahma Murari Tripurantari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Buddhascha Gurusya Shukraha Shani Rahu Keto Sarve Graha Shanti Karam Bhavantu Sarve Graha Shanti Karam Bhavantu.
Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah.
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 Suryaya Namah Chandramaya Namah.
Suryaya Namah Chandramaya Namah.
Chandramaya Namah Bhumaya Namah.
Chandramaya Namah Bhumaya Namah.
Bhumaya Namah Buddhaya Namah.
Bhumaya Namah Buddhaya
Brihaspataye Namah Shukraya Namah
Brihaspate Namah
Shukraya Namah Shanisharaya Namah Shanisharaya Namah Rahave Namah Rahave Namah Ketave Namah Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah Suryaya Namah Bhaskaraaya Namah Bhaskaraaya Namah Rityaya Namah Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah
Om Suryaya Namaha 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 Harineya Namastubhyam Prasidha Mama Bhaskaram Divakara Namastubhyam Prabhakara Namostuvate Suryaya Namaha Suryaya Namaha Suryaya Namaha Suryaya Namaha Om Bhim Samurana Brahadevata Ki Jai Prem Samuro Surya Narayana Bhagavan Ki Jai. Take your flower, place it down right here in front of Surya Narayana Bhagavan. And if you could, Ashwarya, go ahead and take that diya and just put it down on the ground for now. It'll be a little bit easier to reach up. Move it a little further away from you, just to be safe. There we go. And go ahead and take a white, flower in your hand. At this time, devotees, we join together as we offer prayers to that sustainer of all things dharmic, all things righteous in this universe. We join together as we offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. Om Shri Vishnu Namaha. Om Shantakaram Bhujagashairam Bhadmanabham Surisham Vishwadharang Gaganesadrisham Nevavaranam Shumbham. Om Lakshmi Kantam Kamale Nayanam Om Himhiradhyana Gamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhaya Haram Sarvaloke Pranatham. Om Sashankha Chakram Sakirita Kundalam Sapita Vastram Vasarasi Ruheshanam Sahara Vakshasalashom Vikostu Bhashriyam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturam Bhujam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturam Bhujam. As we continue on with our prayers to Lord Vishnu, we offer obeisances to the seventh incarnation. We offer prayers to Lord Ram. Om Ramaya Ramabhandraya Ramachandraya Vidhise Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We offer prayers to Mother Sita. Om Jagathastuta Jagajanani Janaki Atashaya Priya Karunani Dhaniki Taki Jukapada Kamala Manao Jasu Kripa Niramala Mati Pao. We offer prayers to Hanuman Swami. Om Manojavamarutatulya Vegam Jitendriya Mudhi Matam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanariyoltamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe. Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe. And finally, devotees, we offer prayers to that 8th incarnation of Lord Vishnu. We join together, so we offer prayers to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Naparavindham Mukharvinde Vinibhishnayandam Vatasya Patrasya Putnishnayanam Balam Kundam Manasa Smarami Balam Kundam Manasa Smarami. Om Krishna Sunivaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Mukham Karoti Vachalam Bhanghum Langayati Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Maradanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatamurum. Krishnam Vande Jagatamurum. At this time, devotees, I ask that the Kirtan group offer at least 2 bhajans as we continue on with our puja up front.
Few quotations from the Bhagavad Gita. When we pray, we must always pray from our heart and not our mind. Love does not come from your mind. It is from your heart. Spiritual desires come from your heart and not your mind. Self-realization comes from self-discipline. When you lose your mind, then you lose your intelligence. Knowledge is the true power of life. Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram. Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram.
Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram.
Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram.
Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram.
तू ही सुख दे, तू ही दुख दे, तू ही सुख दे, तू ही दुख दे। तेरी चरणों में अपने चारों धाम। हे राम, हे राम, हे राम, हे राम। ईश्वर ब्रह्मा तेरे नाम, सबको सम्मत दे भगवान। ईश्वर ब्रह्मा तेरे नाम, सबको सम्मति दे भगवान। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम। तेरी दया इस पर हो जाए, तेरी दया इस पर हो जाए, बन जाए उसके बिगड़े सारे काम। तेरी दया इस पर हो जाए, तेरी दया इस पर हो जाए, बन जाए उसके बिगड़े सारे काम। हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम,
हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम।
मोह माया के बंधन छूटे, मोह माया के बंधन छूटे, ज्योति बिचले मन में तेरा नाम। मोह माया के बंधन छूटे, मोह माया के बंधन छूटे, जो भी चपले मन में तेरा नाम। हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम। हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम। बोलो राम बोलो राम, बोलो राम बोलो राम। राजा राम राजा राम, राजा राम राजा राम। हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम।
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्, रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्,
अच्युतं केशवं दामोदरम्,
रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्।
कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं?
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं?
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं?
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं?
तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं?
तुम्हें मीरा के जैसे भुलाते नहीं।
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम
राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान काते नहीं?
कौन कहते हैं भगवान काटे नहीं?
कौन कहते हैं भगवान काते नहीं?
कौन कहते हैं भगवान काटे नहीं?
प्रिय सबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं?
त्युए सबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं।
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम
राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं?
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 माज तुषारी से सुलाते नहीं?
माँ यशोदा के जैसे भुलाते नहीं।
कौन कहते अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम
राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम
राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम
राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम
राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम।
ओम प्रेम से बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो सीता माता की जय। प्रेम से बोलो हनुमान स्वामी की जय। प्रेम से बोलो कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। Go. Oh no. Took all the flowers away from you. Alright, just hold on to those. And so what we're going to do, Ash, is we'll say the prayers first. And then when we're done, I'll let you know you can go up to the Shiva Lingam and start making your offerings. The Big Mama will meet you up there to help you out, okay? But you're going to take those flowers with you when you go up there. And with that being said, devotees, at this time, we join together now as we offer praise to that universal Father, that universal Guru, to that destroyer of all evils in our lives and in this universe. We join together as we offer praise to Lord Shiva. करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा सन्तं हृदयार्दविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय. Go ahead and go over to the lingam, Big Mama. Brahmamurari Surarchitalingam Nirmalam Bhasmita Shobhitalingam Janamajadukha Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Brahmamurari Surarchitalingam Nirmalabhasita Shobhitalingam Janamajadukha Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Devamuni Parvarchitalingam Kamadaham Karunarkaralingam Ravanadarpa Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Sarvasubhanni Sulipitaringam Buddhi Vivaradhanakarinalingam Sinhasura Suravannithalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Pranamahamani Bhujitalingam Panipati Veshtita Shobhitalingam Dhakshasoyajna Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Umachandanaripidhalingam Panghataharam Sushobhitalingam Sanshita Papa Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami
Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Devamanarchita Sevitalingam Bhakti Viri Vachalingam Dinakara-Koti Prabhakaralingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Ashtadaloparivishtitalingam Sarvasamudamavaranalingam Ashmanarendra Vinashitalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Suraguru Surarabhujitalingam
Suravana Pushpa
Sadarchitalingam
Parataparam
Paramatmakalingam Tat
Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Satakam Niram Punyam Yahapate Shivasannidhau Shivalokamavagnutir Shivena Sahamorati Devotees, for those of you who are desirous of performing your puja to Lord Shiva, I ask that you please come forth at this time.
Nagendraharaya Trilokanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Mandakini Salil Chandan Charachitaya Nandeshwar Pramadhanath Maheshwaraya Mandar Pushpa Bahu Pushpa Supujitaya Tasmai Makaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Makaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Makaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Makaraya Namah Shivaya Shivaya Gauri Varnaravinda Suryaya Daksha Dvarna Sakaya Shri Neelakantha Yavrishadvajaya Tasmai Shikaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Shikaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Shikaraya Namah Shivaya Vashishta Kumbhodbhav Gautamarya Munindra Devarchit Shekharaya Chandrarka Vaishwanaralochanaya Tasmai Vakaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Vakaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Vakaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Vakaraya Namah Shivaya Yaksha Swarupaya Jata Dharaya Pinakahastaya Sanatanaya Divyaya Devaya Digambaraya Tasmai Akaraya Namah Shivaya Tasmai Akaraya तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय तस्मै मकाराय नमः शिवाय तस्मै शिकाराय नमः शिवाय तस्मै वकाराय नमः शिवाय तस्मै यकाराय नमः शिवाय।
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Rameshwara Shiva Rameshwara 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 Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Gangadhara Shiva Gangadhara Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Gandhara Shiva Gandhara Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Gangadhara Shiva Gangadhara Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Gandhara Shiva Gandhara Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Jattadhara Shiva Jattadhara 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 Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Someshwara Shiva Someshwara Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Someshwara Shiva Someshwara Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya.
Someshwara Shiva Someshwara Har Har Bole शिव विश्वेश्वरा हर हर बोले नमः शिवाय
विश्वेश्वरा शिव विश्वेश्वरा हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर बोले नमः शिवाय
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर बोले नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः
Devotees, we offer this next prayer for all those suffering from various illnesses, diseases, injuries, and ailments. We ask that they may have a fast, speedy, and full recovery. We also offer a prayer for those transitioning from this world to the next. May their passage be a smooth and tranquil one. And as we offer these prayers, devotees, I ask that we keep in mind a few departed souls that have left us over the course of this week. First and foremost, we want to send our condolences to the Samlal family. Gita was getting ready to be engaged to a young man who lived in Guyana, and unfortunately over the week he passed away. 2 weeks before their engagement, Puja. She's very heartbroken, and our condolences, our prayers, and our love go out to her and her entire family. We also want to send condolences to the Budhu family. Auntie Patsy this morning was on life support. That life support this morning was withdrawn, and Auntie Patsy has passed away as of this morning. So with these souls that we know that are in limbo and are getting ready to move on from this world to the next, we ask Lord Shiva to guide them, to support them, to bless them, to ensure that everything is done appropriately and fully for them, so they can move to the next world smoothly and peacefully. As we join together in prayer. Om Trayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Vandanat Mrityurmukshiyo Mamrutat. Om Trayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Vandanat Mrityurmukshiyo Mamrutat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Vandanat Mrityurmukshiyo Mamrutat. Om Gangarapate Namaha Om Kartikeya Namaha Om Nandishwaraya Namaha Om Vasukiye Namaha Om Shri Sambhasadha Shivaya Namaha. Prem se bolo Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki jai. Take a flower, put it down in front of Lord Shiva. I told my mom yesterday, because we were speaking on the phone, about all of these people who are moving on and going from this world to the next. I felt like it come in threes, but it felt like this past week came in, what, like 6, 7? With all the news that we got from different various family members. I don't know exactly what the arrangements for Auntie Patsy will be, and I don't know exactly what the arrangements for Gita's fiance was going to be exactly. As we have those updates, we'll make sure to keep everybody who is here in person, as well as those of you who are watching via YouTube, updated via email. We'll have Elise send out any information that the family chooses to send out. I ask that you do give the families some time to mourn. Again, it's very fresh. We all know when we lose a loved one, there's a lot that has to go into it. A lot of planning. So any details we have, we'll send to you all via email. Just please be patient with the families as they go through these tough times. With that being said, devotees, let's go ahead and take another flower in our hand. For those of us who Guru, I ask that we join together as we offer our prayer to our Guru. If not, then I ask that we take Lord Shiva in our mind or any day where we so please as our universal Guru as we join together in prayer. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Dhyana Moolam Guru Murati Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripar Prince Guru Guru Deo Ki Jai. Place your flower down in front of Lord Shiva. And then devotees, for all those who are prasad charawe, I ask that you please come forth at this time. Let me just move all that out of the way. Oh, we had one more. Here, Ash, take that and put it in front of Lord Shivamurti, please. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Hold your prasad in both hands. Make sure it's not touching the floor or your clothing. We're making a full offering. We join together as we offer these prayers. Naivedyam grahitam deva bhakti me chalam kuru ipsitam me varam nehi paratraya parangatim om idam palam maya deva sthapitam purvastava tena me sapalavaptir bhavichanmani janmani. Om Sarva Papaharam Divyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanam Maya Raktam Grihetam Purushottamam. Offer your prasad. At this time, devotees, ask that we all join together as we commence with our Havan ceremony. Om Magimile Purohitam. Are you lighting it? Are you lighting it? Yagyasya Devam Ritvacham O Taram Nadhatamam Aganine Aye Namaha. Is it lit? Are we okay? Om Prajapate
Swaha Idam Prajapate Namama
Om Indraya
Swaha
Swaha
Idam Indraya Idam Namama
Om Aganaye
Swaha
Swaha
Idam Magane Idam Namama
Om Somaya
Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namama
Om Hum
Swaha
Swaha
Idam Magane Idam Namama
Om Hua
Swaha
Swaha
Idam Vayave Idam Namama
Om Swaha
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 Idam Suryaya Idam Namama
Om Suryaya Namaha
Swaha Idam Suryaya Idam Namama
Om Chandraya Namaha
Swaha Idam Chandraya Idam Namama
Om Homaya Namaha
Swaha Idam Bhumaya Idam Namama
Om Buddhaya Namaha
Swaha Idam Bhumaya Idam Namama
Om Brihaspate Namaha
Swaha Idam Brihaspate Idam Namama
Om Shukraya Namaha
Swaha Idam Shukraya Idam Namama
Om Shanishcharaya Namaha
Swaha Idam Chanishwaraya Idam Namama
Om Rahave Namaha
Swaha Idam Rahave Idam Namama
Om Ketuve Namaha
Swaha Idam Ketave Idam Namama
Om Ganeshaya Namaha
Swaha
Om Mahagauriye Namaha
Swaha
Om Mahasaraswati Namaha
Swaha
Om Mahalakshmiye Namaha
Swaha
Om Mahadurgaye Namaha
Swaha
Om Gurue Namaha
Swaha
Om Brahmane Namaha
Swaha
Om Vishnuve Namaha
Swaha
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Swaha
Om Ramaya Namaha
Swaha
Om Sitaye Namaha
Swaha
Om Hanumate Namaha
Swaha
Om Krishnaya Namaha
Swaha
Om Shivaya Namaha
Swaha
Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha
Swaha
Om Sarvebhyo Pitribhyo Namaha
Swadaha
Om Bhuri
Bhuvaswa
Bhuvaswa
Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha
Om
Bhuri Bhuvaswa Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha
Om Bhuri
Bhuvaswa Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha.
Take everything together and please stand as we commence with Puranahuti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamurchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Burhanam Yuvaratim Pratibhya Viswanaram Jatam Agnim Gavhidhvam Samrajatinim Jananam Asanapatram Chanayante Deva Swaha Om Sarvam Vai Puranagam Swaha Om Sarvam Vai Puranagam Swaha Om Sarvam Vai Puranagam Swaha. Thanks, Viv. We take blessings from Agneta Devata. Om Tanapagani Tanno me pahi. Om Aryoragani Saryor me dehi. Om Varachoragani Si Varacho me dehi. Om Agnayan Vetanva Urnam Tanma Pruna. Om Tejavasi Tejamai dehi. Om Viryamasi Viryamai dehi. Om Balamasi Balamai dehi. Om Ojosi Ojomairehi, Om Manyorasi Manyumairehi, Om Sahosi Sahomairehi, Om Shanti Rastu Pushti Rastu Gridhi Rastu Ida Paparam Tapinapatimastu Vipare Chatushpare Sura Shantiram Havatu Achmanyam Om Sarva Papaharam Divyam Gangeham Nirmalam Jalam Achmanamayatam Grihetam Purushottamam Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Prem Svarognir Devata Ki Jai. Yeah, it goes outside today. These kids are sharp. They always ask, and I'm glad that they always ask. They never assume, which is a good thing. Do you want any water, Ashwarya? You okay? What? Okay. Om Shri Krishnaya Namo Namah. Om Shri Vishnuve Namo Namah. Om Bhagavatam Puran Shrimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Puran Shrimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Shrimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Shrimad Bhagavatam Puran
Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam
Devotees, last week I know we did a virtual service, but we had continued on with our sermons from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And we had ended on chapter 9. Chapter 9 talked about the passing of Bhishma Deva and what happened with his discussion between Yudhishthir and the rest of the Pandavas. And at the end of the chapter, he passed away. They did the final rites for him, the Pandavas included. Remember, when we do final funeral rites for anybody or anything, it's not just for the people that we care about, the loved ones in our lives. It is auspicious to do some sort of pinda work for all living beings. We can do that on our own for our own family called Parwan Shraddha. There's other Shraddha pujas that we can perform for all living beings. So the Pandavas did the things that they needed to do for their family. They also did it for Bhishma Deva. But then we go on to chapter 10. Chapter 10 is titled The Departure of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. The Departure of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. I don't want you to think departure meaning death. Departure means just going from one place to another. We have an arrival point, we have a beginning point. That's what departure means. And I want you to think about this. I did this once when I was like 10. We had all of our family come over. And we had this great, wonderful, I think it was a New Year's Eve party. I don't really remember at the time. And when they were all getting ready to leave, I bawled my eyes out. I was crying so hard because I didn't want them to go. Now imagine, instead of having a party, you have Bhagwan beside you for a long period of time, giving you advice, helping you through your torment, your turmoil, helping you fight a battle, and now he's getting ready to leave. What do you feel like that feeling is going to be in your hearts? And in chapter, it's sad, right? So in chapter 10, he starts describing it. Sanaka Muni, who was with Suta Goswami, asks a question. He said, what did Yudhishthir, the greatest protector of the Dharma, together with his younger brothers, do after having killed the aggressors who wanted to usurp the legal inheritance? How did he engage ruling and restricting the joys of life? Suta Goswami looked at Saunaka Muni and said, after exhausting the bamboo fire of the Kuru dynasty, the Lord, the maintainer of the creation, was pleased to see how the seedling of Yudhishthir's kingdom had been restored. Yudhishthir, who had heard what Bhishma Devas and the infallible one said, was being enlightened by perfect knowledge, freed from his bewilderment, and then ruled, followed by his brothers, and protected by the invincible Lord over the earth and the seas, like he was the king of heavens. All the rain that was needed showered, the earth yielded everything desired, and the cows out of sheer joy moistened the pastures with their filled udders. The rivers, the oceans, and the hills assured him in every season of all necessary vegetables, greenery, and medicinal herbs. Never was, because of themselves, because of nature, or because of others, any living being troubled by anxieties, diseases, or extreme temperatures, as is always the case with a king who has no enemies. In order to appease his family and appease his sister, the Lord stayed for a few months in the city of Hastinapura. After, with due permission, having announced his departure, he, having embraced the king and having bowing down to him, ascended his chariot. Thereupon, on his turn, was respected and embraced by the others. So we learn a very important lesson in the first 10 verses. I read them verbally. Let me describe them to you. In the first 8 verses, we hear about what it is to have a good kingdom and what it is to have a good leader. When you have a good leader, do you have trouble? Do you have turmoil? Do you have issues? No. In the age of Kali Yuga, that's hard to say. Politics are a very difficult thing. Because what is behind politics a lot of the time? Money. Money is what fuels our ambitions and what fuels our desires. We go back and we say that it's our religion at times. We say that those are our moral values and ethics, but for some reason, money tends to supersede our ability to be a good leader, to be good people. Even with corporations, we look at the bottom line. So we hear here that a person who fulfills their duty without greed, without anger, without pride in their heart, will have a good kingdom. We'll have enough food for everybody. The weather will always be, wouldn't that be wonderful? We all had enough food. The weather's always perfect. The cows would always be great. Unfortunately, we live in Georgia. I can't say that the weather's always perfect. But a good leader, one who focuses on the right things and for the people, does the right thing. He makes sure everybody gets good food. Maybe looks at things like sustainable energy to make sure that the environment, the economy stays up and good and running. So we hear about a good king, but now we hear about Bhagavan Shri Krishna. He has to leave. The Lord can't physically stay where you are all the time. He is there, metaphysically. Bhagavan is here, Bhagavan is there, Bhagavan is everywhere. But I can't physically say, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, stay beside me my entire life. That's selfish. The Lord manifested on this earth to do something due diligence. He had a reason. So when he had to leave, I'm not going to list out all the names, but everybody was there upon the departure of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. But nobody was happy. Everybody had difficulty comprehending the departure of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, to the point where even the great kings were falling into tears and even fainting. An intelligent person in good company, being liberated from materialistic association, will never think of forsaking the glorification of Bhagavan Shri Krishna's fame, even when he but once heard that pleasant sound. How could the Pandavas, who fixed their minds on him, then tolerate it to be separated from him, having seen him face to face and touching, sleeping, sitting, and eating together with him? Not only was he Bhagwan, not only was he the Lord, not only was a teacher, he was a brother in arms. I personally have not been in the military. I can't say that I served. My dad has. But when you're in the military, when you serve with people in a great battle and a great war, those people are like family to you, especially God, the one who guides you in the right direction. So their hearts were breaking, all of them looking at him with wide open eyes, melted for him and moved restlessly, being bound by pure affection. Everybody came. They had difficulty watching him leave. But they sent him off with a great parade. Bhagwan, of course. At the time, they used their drums, their conchos, their horns, strings, flutes, and more drums, kettle drums, bells, and other rhythmic instruments were sounded. To have a good view, they climbed on the roof of the palace, from where they showered flowers upon Bhagavan Shri Krishna with love and smiles. For the most beloved of the beloved, the conqueror of sleep, Arjuna, took up an embroidered sunshade decorated with pearls and lace that had a handle inlaid with jewels. Sitting on sacred flowers with the master of Madhu, commanding them on the road, was fanned by his cousins and brothers, his driver holding the resplendent fans. From all sides, the truthful respects and saying of the Brahmins could be heard on the occasion were neither befitting or unbefitting, considering the fact that the absolute truth was present there in a form subjected to the modes of nature. The ladies of the capital of the kings of the Kurus, with their hearts absorbed and together talking about him, hailed in the scriptures in such a manner that it sounded more attractive than the hymns of the Vedas themselves. We talk about ways we worship Bhagwan. We sit down, we perform satsang. We can meditate. We perform kirtan. At the departure of the Lord, what was everybody doing at that time? Partying. That's what Tejas said. Which isn't too far away from the truth. They were partying, but in what the word party should mean in a sense. Party isn't, go out, get as drunk as you possibly can, take as many drugs as you possibly can, and pass out and wake up the next morning regretting it all. Parade. Oh, he meant parade. Well, nonetheless, even with the parade. When we're doing things that invoke good materialistic nature into us, it shouldn't be about taking our souls to a demonic level. Even though Bhagwan Sri Krishna was leaving, even though he's going for a departure, even though he's moving on to another phase, everybody was performing puja in their own way, shape, or form, but in a righteous, holy way, not in an unrighteous, holy way. We will definitely remember him as the personality of Godhead, as the original person who, materially not manifested, existed in his self, in his own self, before the creation of the modes of nature. He is the Lord, the soul of the universe, in whom the living beings merge with their energy suspended like going asleep at night. He who puts the revealed scriptures into practice wishes thereby in manifesting his personal potency when he engages in the illusion of material nature to assign his, in fact, unmanable individual nature time and again, names and forms. He here happens to be the same refuge as the one of the great devotees who managed to get their senses and life under control. Essentially everything that we're talking about now. And I'm not going to read all of these lines verse by verse. Each one of these lines is essentially a chapter in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We talk about the modes of material nature, the mentality of man, the mentality of woman, our own duty, the things we have to perform in life. As Bhagwan Sri Krishna is leaving, everybody has a recollection, an understanding, a better knowledge of what they need to do in their own lives. Seeing this great being leave the world, leave this specific city. Because remember, he's not in his final destination yet. How wonderful Dwarka is. Dwarka is now the last place that Krishna is going. It's where he's leaving. He's going to Dwarka. Dwarka's, I think it's on the western coast of India. Yeah. Right by the coast. It's its own city. It still exists today. There's a big, beautiful temple there. There's a really big, they have a pure black murti of Bhagwan Sri Krishna to remember Bhagwan Sri Krishna. So he's moving to Dwarka. He's going to Dwarka. The place, adding to the virtue and fame of the earth, defeats the glory of the heavenly worlds, the place the inhabitants of which are used to constantly see the souls of the living, Krishna, who bestows his grace with the benediction of his smiling glance in order to relish his lips again and again. We perform sacrifice. We bathe. We have to be in perfect worship of the Lord. All those who live there must experience him, must see him, must worship him in the most utmost greatest way. Yudhishthira, the man without enemies, in his affectionate concern about adversaries, engaged 4 divisions of soldiers, horseback, elephant, chariot, and foot, for the protection of the enemy of the Madhu. After thus having accompanied him over a great distance, politely and full of affection, persuaded the determined Pandavas to return. They were overtaken by the thoughts of their future separation. Thereafter, he, together with his dear companions, proceeded towards Dwarka. So great parade, and they follow Bhagwan Shri Krishna to where he needs to go, to at least a certain point, and then they move away, and they leave him alone. They let him finish his journey on his own. What does that sound like to you? Have you seen anything realistic in the world nowadays that sounds like? There's 2 things that come to my mind. Oh, what's the one thing that comes to your mind? Yeah, it runs after a car when they're leaving in a movie. Your nice Bollywood movies. I was thinking 2 things differently, though. Just a little different. And bear with me. One of them, and both are celebrations of life. I'll mention this. One of them is at the time of a funeral. What happens in the very end of the funeral? You take the departed to their final the body to its final destination, and then you let it continue on its journey in peace as we all come back to perform our own duties. That's called letting go. We have to perform something. We have something great in our lives. When that departed goes away, we offer prayers to Bhagwan Sri Krishna. So it's like we're worshiping Krishna in and of themselves. A great soul has left this world. So we travel along, we sing songs, we beat our drums, we do what we need to make sure that soul has a great journey. And there's only one other instance. I want to end it more on a happy note, where I see this happen time and time again in Sanatana time. Anybody can think of what I'm thinking about? You take some person to a place and then you all walk away. A Bharat, a wedding. What do you do then? The bride and the groom have their own parties. Those parties are brought together and then everybody has to leave and let the bride and groom get married and then go on with their lives. We look about happy occasions, but with these occasions, the reason they are structured in the way that they are and the reason that they're similar is because they mirror this sort of thing that we see in the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, which is us worshiping God, coming together to ensure that God is present, and then letting a journey commence with God in mind, with Bhagwan in mind. During a wedding, the groom is meant to be like Lord Vishnu. The bride is meant to be like Mother Lakshmi. During a funeral, we keep Bhagwan Sri Krishna in our minds and our hearts. So what we learn from the scriptures, we apply to our daily lives, even though we don't see it. The underlying detail of it is always going to be the same. What is always present in all of these situations, no matter what? Or what should be present? God, Bhagwan. That's our goal. It's about how we focus. It's about how we think. A parade can be what we want it to be. Anything that we do in this life can be what we want it to be. However, we have to make sure that we have the right things in our mind. I went through the entirety of chapter 10, because chapter 10 pretty much just talks about the departure of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, how everybody's feeling. The last few verses, 34, 35, and 36, are worded that traveling through the province of Delhi, part of Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, its north, and the districts along the Yamuna River, he passed Kurukshetra, where the battle was fought, and traversed the province of Matsya, another part of Punjab, and so on. Then crossing the lands of the deserts, the land where there is hardly ever any water, and after passing through the provinces of Saurashtra and another part of Gujarat, he, O Sanaka, finally in the western direction reached the province of Dwarka, with his horses slightly overtaken by fatigue from the long journey. In several places it happened that the Lord was welcomed and served in different ways upon his arrival in the evening after the sun had passed the eastern sky to disappear where the ocean is. And that last part to me is also very important. He makes a long journey. He travels to so many places. And along every way, not only does he bless where he goes, he's worshipped. Does it say that he's worshipped the same exact way? No. I think the way that I focus is going to be very different than the way you focus. I tend to get distracted with certain things, but it's not going to be the same thing that another person will get distracted. We've had plenty of kids sit up here in the front. You know what they get distracted by? Huh? No, sometimes it's nerves. Usually I try to make them laugh. They're pretty good. The incense is always going, right? What are we looking at? Every single time you see a little kid sit up for puja, they get distracted by the smoke or the fire. Adults, we get distracted by our phones. We get distracted by technology. Somebody may get distracted with what I say. You know what my biggest distraction in this world is? No, when I'm doing puja. We have a love-hate relationship, this object and I, and that's my harmonium. This is the one thing that distracts me the most during a puja. Because sometimes it decides it wants to play more than one note. Sometimes it starts humming on its own. Sometimes I get water on the keys and I can't focus. So we all have different distractions, but we also all have different ways that we remove those distractions and focus on the one. And that's the important part I want you to take away from this. God is here, God is there, God is everywhere. Everything we do has Bhagwan associated with it. That's how it originates. That's why our culture has developed in the way that it does. It didn't develop because somebody told us to. I said at the very beginning of puja, somebody told me to jari somebody, you've got to put pepper sauce on a broom and wave it around them. That's their way of doing it. Everybody has a way of doing something. It's not up to us to say that it's wrong. It's up to us to have that devotion in our hearts, to remember what the primary purpose of what we're doing is. And what I'm doing here. Am I doing up here everything I'm doing to please you all? I unfortunately have to say no. My job is to help you connect with Bhagwan. My job is to help you focus and achieve enlightenment. We all do it in our own ways, our own shape, our own form. Don't lose your way of focus because somebody tells you they feel that it's wrong. Let them focus on their own ways. Everything you do is seeped in Bhagwan. Every single act you take is devoted to Bhagwan. Keep Bhagwan in your hearts at all times. Prem se Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai. Devotees, with this, I ask that we go ahead and please stand for our final art.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Tum me. Where's my book? Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Jano ke sankat Bhakt Jano ke sankat Kshan mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Jo dvave pal paave dukha vinase man ka Swami dukha vinase man ka Sukha sampati gar aave Sukha sampati gar aave कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहूँ जिसकी स्वामी शरण कहूँ किसकी तुम बिनु और न दूजा तुम बिनु रन दूजा आस करूं जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं मूर्ख कल कामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो बरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो एका गोचर सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति किस विध मिलो दया में किस विध मिलो दया में तुमको मैं कुमति हूँ जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने हाथ उठाओ द्वार पर तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। भजले भजले सीताराम, मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम। 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 मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम, मंगल मूर्ति सुंदर श्याम।
You want to take those last few flowers, Hush? Yeah, just take them all. All of them. No flower goes to waste. At this time, devotees, I ask that you join together with me as you go ahead and clasp your hands and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, begin to relax your body, relax your spine, drop your shoulders, relax your neck, relax your forehead. Make sure that you're standing or sitting in a very relaxed and comfortable position. With your eyes closed, take some time to focus on a form of Bhagwan that's most pleasing to you, one that helps you concentrate. And join together with me as we chant our prayers. Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shanti Bhavatu, Sarvesham Pururam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschita Dukhabhag Bhavet. Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam, Bhaktihinam Janardanam, Yatya Pujatam Maya Neva Paripurnam Dharastu Me. Papuham Papu Karamaham, Papu Atma Papu Sambhava, Trahimam Pundarikaksham Sarva Papo Haro Hari. Om Tvameva Matascha Pitha Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidyanravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Asatoma Siddhamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Hari Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Devotees, may we all please bow. Om Gurura Brahma, Gurura Vishnu, Gurura Deo Maheshwara, Gurura Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shanti, Antarikshavam Shantir, Prithvi Shantir, Abha Shantir, Aushadeya Shantir, Vanaspati Shantir, Vishwadeva Shantir Brahma Shantir Sarvegum Shantir Shantireva Shanti Sama Shanti Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Prem se bolo Ganesh Bhagwan ki, Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Durga Mata ki, Prem se bolo Vishnu Bhagwan ki, Prem se bolo Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki, Prem se bolo Shiva Shakti Mandir ki, Prem se bolo Sanatana Dharma ki. So the person I heard the most was my mom, and I never hear my mom over anybody else unless she's yelling at me, which I know she's not. So we'll try it one more time, just one last time. Prem se bolo Sanatana Dharma ki. That's okay. You're all on that side of the room, so I'll give it to you for that. Devotees, with this, we have come to the end of our Sunday morning satsang for today, which, what is today? Today is the 24th. Sunday, April 24th. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here in person, and for those of you who are tuning in live via our YouTube. I'm not sure, did anybody chat, Mandra? Sita Ram Tanti Zandra? Sita Ram Gita? That's Anita Didi. And to my Anita Didi J Sita Ram. Devotees, we only have a few things going on that are coming up. We have Mother's Day, which is on Sunday, May 8th, as well as Sita Jayanti, which will be on Monday, May 9th. We'll make some announcements for those things. We won't be doing anything in person for Sita Jayanti. And those are really the only updates I have in regards to things for our calendar. The only thing that's going to be happening during this summer is known as Guru Purnima. I'll make sure to update you all on that. That'll be happening in July. So there's going to be a big break amongst things that we're going to be doing. But that's all, honestly, the only announcements that I have. Serena wanted me to send her condolences to each and every one of you. She's doing well. We're, in the last 2.5 weeks now? Not condolences. Warm. She said a word that started with the C. I don't remember. No. Go ahead, put your flowers in anywhere. She wants to let you all know the baby's doing well. We're excited, and once she comes, I do want to let you all know that I won't be here for a few weeks. Mahendra will be filling in. That does not mean service is canceled. We will still be having services no matter what. And on top of that, that's kind of all the announcements I have for today. I hope you all have a safe, happy, healthy week. And with that being said, Jai Sita Ram to every single one of you. I'll now hand the microphone over to our president in training for a few more announcements.
Ram Ram.
Sita Ram.
First of all, we'll wish Shwarya and Auntie Dear a happy birthday. Couple things will get you guys out of here. So first, good luck to all those 4 of us in here that have milestones, finals, all that good stuff coming up. And there's people in here that are finishing up degrees, all that college, higher up stuff. Good luck to you guys and congrats. It's a nice day outside, so let's all get outside and get this place cleaned up. And
So we'll give them a break today? So you said 2 things, right? So it's supposed to be 3. So
supposed to be
2 to 3. We'll stick in 2 to 3, okay? Very good, boy. You see, when you're young and you're excited, you start losing concentration. That's what happened to Pandit this morning. So, Sita Ram, everyone. As Pandit mentioned, the Samlal family, they're supposed to be journeying to Guyana this coming week, actually, this weekend, or I think on Saturday, and Gita was supposed to be getting engaged to her fiance, and unfortunately, the young man was found in a car at the Marriott parking lot. He passed away. There were no visible signs of wound on him. There were no. They found some stuff in the car, but there were no. What they found came back negative for illegal substance. They don't know if it's cyanide, so it's all public information out there, but our heart goes out to young Gita. It's going to have to be devastated to her. So please keep her in your prayers, keep the entire family in your prayers. And then again this morning at 7:45, we got word that Auntie Patsy passed away. For those of you that know Auntie Patsy and Uncle Sam, every week they come to Mandir to sit in the back there. Auntie Patsy was not doing well for the last several weeks and finally succumbed to her illness. We don't have any information as yet, so we'll pass it along and it becomes available. But keep both families in your prayers and in your thoughts. Got a couple of people celebrating today. Where's Indira? She went to hide. So Ashwarya celebrated her birthday this week. She hit the big one, 1-4. And then her mom celebrated her birthday and she hit the big one. So where's Tim at? Last week when Tim was in the yard, she was out there in the yard helping Tim doing manual labor. And this week when Tim, after she hit the big one, Tim was in the yard, and then coming down that hill, old age started taking effect, and so the bones were creaking, so Tim had to do all the work himself in the yard. So that's what happened, Tim. Also, by Walter and Bahin Sarani celebrated an anniversary this month, a few days ago. So happy anniversary to you, by Walter. 56? 53. Well, happy anniversary. And this month, Nidra and I celebrated our 40th anniversary. So happy anniversary, old lady, because it seems like I have to start preparing to give her bionic arm and back and leg and stuff like that because she's complaining of a lot of pain. I was in the yard yesterday. This woman could have lifted 400 pounds when she were young. Now she can't even lift 5 pounds. So happy anniversary.
Well, gee, thank you for the accolades of the day.
Yeah. So you see what happened when you go down the hill there? So congratulations. Please extend that by Walter to Auntie Sirani our congratulations to both of you. Well done. And with that said, we're going to celebrate the birthday. Go tell Auntie Indira to come in here, please. So we'll celebrate the birthday, and then we partake in Bhojan.